is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Emphasis on Sports. I'm your host, Damon Anthony, and we are still rolling along. Hope everybody's been having a good couple of days. Me, myself, it's been Olympics overload. And when I say overload, I mean overload. I'm talking multiple TVs with the gold zone, which is fantastic, but multiple TVs, gold zone. I'm watching all day. Then I'm watching the 8 o'clock prime time. Man, it's thick. It's a lot of stuff. But you know what? I wouldn't want it any other way. I love the Olympics. Anybody that's been watching, if you've been able to see the excitement and pure joy in these athletes just from participating, and then the fans. That is a huge, huge, huge hook for me when it comes to sports, fan interaction. I fell out of love with some sports during the COVID era because they were showing sports without fans. I could do that with the NFL, basketball, baseball, none of that other stuff. Can't do it. Just cannot do it. Having those fans, you get those vibes through the TV, especially if you have TV turned up. For me, I have my main TV that's full surround sound. Have to throw that on because I can hear everything. I can hear the ref or the ump say stuff. I get to hear the fans. I can hear the action on the court, and it's kind of just like being there. So the fans are really, really, really bringing like huge excitement to the Olympics. So let's get into it real quick. So as soon as we're done here, I'm going to plot my big tail down and I'm going to catch up on the Olympics for today. Some things I know, some things I don't. Now, since we last spoke, men's Olympic gymnastics team got that bronze, right? Haven't won a medal since 2008. Outstanding, just great just to see them guys do it. We had our pommel horse gentleman who was brought on the team just for that event, showed up, showed out, helped us get that bronze. Just great work by all the fellas out there doing their thing. Leading me into today's news. So I am yet to watch it. I've seen some clips. I heard the news, but our United States women's gymnastics team brought home the gold once again, did their thing. Of course, Miss Simone Biles, she just go. Just I saw something today that says she's not a generational talent. It's correct. She's not. She's a one on one. There wasn't one of her before. Last generation, there was no Simone Biles. Generation before that, there was no Simone Biles. Next generation, hopefully there's a Simone Biles, but chances are unlikely. But they did take home the gold. Simone was an absolute wagon. Suni did her thing. Jordan did her thing. All the ladies just absolutely crushed it today. Congratulations and thank you. We appreciate the hard work and dedication that you give. Yes, y'all are that. Y'all are them. You hear me? So keep getting it in basketball. So yesterday, got to see our United States women absolutely crush the Japan women's team. They did their thing. They're going to continue to dominate. They're too much. It's too much. Asia Wilson, too much. There isn't another one of her out there. For everybody that wants to say that any other player, and I mean, I'm saying Caitlin Clark, I'm saying Angel Reese, any of these players, Diana Taurasi, the best player in the WNBA is Miss Wilson. I hope y'all understand that. She's putting it all on display. She's showing you all this in an international competition. She balls. You hear me? And she's not going to give up that crown anytime soon. She knows what she's doing out there, and she's going to lead our team to a gold again. Yesterday, I did see something disturbing. The United States women's water polo team took an L to Spain. Now, of course, you can't win them all, but they did take that L. So just time to pick it back up, ladies. Know y'all are going to take care of business. Not even a big deal, not even a big worry. We have Italy next. We'll do our thing there. Checked out a little bit of men's beach volleyball. Chase Budinger, who also is my guy because I'm a University of Arizona Wildcat basketball fan. So been watching him for a minute. He transitioned right back to volleyball. For those of y'all that don't know, in high school, he was top ranked in volleyball higher ranked than he was in basketball. He chose basketball, rightfully so. Get them M's, got to get the money. And then he went back to his first love, volleyball, and now he's on a beach volleyball court looking for gold. One of the things that's really cool that I think I saw correctly, him and Durant were McDonald's All Americans together. Now they're teammates for the USA in just different sports. That's phenomenal. That's awesome. It shows the amount of hard work that dude's been in. Once you finish one career, it doesn't mean it's over. Now you step into another one. For all you kids out there, I hope that's a real good lesson learned. I really do. Got a chance to see some of our women's beach volleyball. Both teams look pretty good, but both teams can also be got. So just got to dig in, work hard, grind out. In the swimming pool, we're doing what we do. Now, at the same time, Michael Phelps isn't walking through that door. Old school like Janet Evans, they're not walking through that door. A lot of the rest of the world, they compete very well in the pool. We know Australia, they get it done. We saw the young dude Leon Marchand get it done for France. So it's not just all easy and all tulips and roses for the United States swim team. But Katie Ledecky, stop it, stop playing. Would she win today by 17 seconds? In a swimming pool, 17 seconds is like a whole quarter in football or basketball. I mean, she hit the wall, sat there, chilled. She could have took off her cap, fluffed up her hair. She could have did whatever she wanted while she waited for the other competitors. She's an absolute monster, and very, 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 very proud to have her on the USA team. Keep doing your thing out there, Katie. Um, Also, got to check out some diving. Diving's been doing this thing. Rugby, ladies rugby. USA just took home a bronze for rugby, first medal in the event, and they did it in spectacular fashion. So just imagine the Super Bowl last play, you win it all. That's what they did. I did get to see the clip of that. Ball went around a couple times. Very last, second, three, two, and on one, ball squirted out. The lady from the USA broke a couple tackles. We're off to the races. She scored with no time on the clock to go ahead and secure that bronze. Fantastic. I'm just saying. For me, I love to see when anybody finally can like achieve that level of championship, of superiority, of just getting it done for something that they've worked for so long. These rugby players, rugby's not really a thing in the United States. So I know all the hard work and dedication that has to go into it just to be able to compete at that level. And compete at that level, we did, and we took home third. For anybody out there that doesn't understand, and I'm pretty sure that there are people that will look at a silver or a bronze as a loss. Come on now. Think about it this way. If you're running 100 meters, right, and you come in third and you get that bronze, that means you're the third fastest person in the world. You know how hard it is to be the third best anything in the world? Sometimes you can't even be the third best something at your job, let alone in the world. So when we think about these Olympic athletes, understand that even if they're coming in 10th, that means there's only 9 people in the world better than you, 9 teams in the world better than you. That's just, it's ridiculous. It's something that we don't really think about and put on display enough. We sometimes will look at the loss as devastating versus where do you really sit in this whole thing? When we talk about some of these other sports, we're quick to give a top five or a top 10. And if you can sit in that top five or top 10, it's great. Well, it's the same thing in the Olympics. Also, skateboarding. Skateboarding, my dude Nigel, I know you were going for the gold. I know you were killing it out there. You and Jagger both just couldn't get it done, and that's okay. That is all right. Because once again, Y'all are the second and third best skateboarders in the world. And I know that Nija and Jagger were out there trying to really kill it on their last runs, stumbled a little bit, didn't score as high as they needed to, so they had to sit where they were. But hats off to y'all. Hats off. Y'all still are going out there and doing stuff that I know my big ass can't do. Shooting. Shooting has looked awesome. The shooters, the ones that are out there with the pistoleros, they're out there looking like John Wick characters, which is real cool. I mean, just super laid back with it. Love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. Archery. Archery has been another big one for me. Those are things I've been out and I've shot bows and arrows. Not easy, especially to hit some of those targets the way that they're hitting them. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. Coming up soon is definitely going to be track and field, which I'm really looking forward to, all aspects of it. Um, we're going to have rowing coming up here soon. Kayaking is almost at the end of its peak. Kayaking has been great. That is something that I know I couldn't see myself doing. And the athletes that do it, I don't understand why they don't walk around big and buff looking like The Rock or something like that with as much arm strength as they have to fight those rapids. That is just ridiculous and awesome to see. Surfing. Been watching surfing. Still have no idea how they score it, but I do know when someone catches the right wave and can hit that tube, crouch down, stand up out of it, come back down nice and smooth. That's where you get those big points. And just as a spectator, is really cool to see. I don't know if I would be able to do it. One because sharks live out there, and you know that old thing, the one place that you cannot get bit by a shark is in a swimming pool. That's my jam, not the ocean. But watching these athletes just absolutely crush it out there in the ocean, hitting those waves, really, really cool. I mean, the Olympics is something. I mean, you guys might be able to feel the excitement coming out of me, but the Olympics is something that's just so awesome to see. Just the competition. I do know a couple people from Canada that they're all over it for their country. They're watching every single thing. They want to be involved in all of it, as do I. Watching this Summer Olympics has me ready for the next one. Is going to be in LA. I'm going to be in LA. Gotta have it. In 2034, we're going to be in Utah. I'll check it out. But I really would love to go to the 2030 Winter Olympics, wherever that is, because I want to see that vibe. I really want to know how it feels to don the red, white, and blue on someone else's turf and just to be part of the team and know that, we had to try, we all traveled over here. We're all rooting on our team. We're all here to have a fucking awesome time. That is what I'm really looking forward with it. All right. So I am going to watch some more Olympics tonight. Definitely have a wrap up and recap for you tomorrow. Moving on to some other things. NFL is buzzing with training camp. I'm seeing a lot of good reports out of a lot of teams. Still have some holdouts. Still have some players that haven't made it in. Trent Williams still holding out. A big one for me with the Jets is Hassan Reddick. Who the hell knows where this guy is or what he's doing or if he's even going to play this season? It really seems like he's just kind of chilling, to be honest with you. Like he don't even care at all. But we'll see what happens there. Definitely just looking ready for football season. It is Tuesday right now. Thursday is going to be the Hall of Fame game. Canton, Ohio is about hour and 15 for me, maybe hour and a half. No, it's going to be just absolutely fantastic. Said before, I have no interest in the actual game. I do love to check out the Hall of Fame inductions because those guys, every single one of them that gets in, had a storied career. I'm typically a fan of theirs anyway. So it's going to be a real, real, real special thing to see all of these guys get inducted. The game itself, I'm out. Bears are in the game. Their coach Eberflus has already came out and said none of his starters are going to play. That means I'm not going to watch. If I wanted to watch, a JV football or something like that, I'd find that. I'd watch that. It's the same thing in college. I don't watch spring games. What am I watching the spring game for? You're playing against your own defense or you're playing against your own offense. Let me see you play against somebody who's sending out a whole starting team that's ready to kick your ass. That's what I want to watch. That's what the competition is. Not glorified practice. I'm good. But with the Hall of Fame game, what it does, it kicks off preseason. So you know after that, preseason's coming. And even in preseason, first game, second game, barely watch. Third game, that's the dress rehearsal. Let me get that. First half, I gotta have that. I want to see what some of these new guys are gonna do, what some of these players are gonna do. We're definitely not gonna see everybody. Think about if you're the Jets, Aaron Rodgers shouldn't even sniff the field during preseason. Don't want anything bad to go wrong with him. I fully expect that. But some of these other teams, you're gonna have to play some of these young fellas. We've been talking about the AFC South. All of them. Got to see all of them play. Trevor, got to see CJ, got to see the two young pups. Got to get out there. Got to play. Those are the things that I'm just looking forward to. One, because I'm a fan of football. Another reason, fantasy's on the way. So fantasy football, that is a love of mine as well. A long time ago, I didn't understand fantasy sports, why people cared, or anything like that. But I'm gonna say about 15 years ago, I got in a league, and I understood. And since then, I typically am in 4 to 5 leagues a year. Max I've been in is 8. But fantasy football, it changed the way that I watch the sport. Um, Still a fan of my team, still a fan of the game, still, a fan of certain players, but it gives a little deeper of a interest in looking at these games. I've seen people that don't know anything about football at all. They just go off of the numbers that they see on a computer and they pick their team. And then they're locked in to the red zone just about their players. They can care less about the rest of it. And I understand that and I get that. That's why I'm looking forward to fantasy football. Not only that, but I do want to kick some ass and make some bucks. It's always good to take home a little bread with that fantasy. But we will talk fantasy football when that time comes. Post Olympics, we're going to ramp up on football. We're going to ramp up on fantasy. Baseball should be in a much different swing. I know the trade deadline was today, but like I said, baseball's not really that big of a thing for me. That's something that I fell out of love with during COVID. A real huge baseball fan before, but then during COVID, when you didn't have the fans, I couldn't watch it, and then it was just hard to get back because it is such a long, drawn out season. But I do look forward to September, October, and even early November as they've stretched things out. What up, Derek Jeter, Mr. November? As they stretch things out, uh, November does take place a little bit. So looking forward to all the things post Olympics, but right now, we're in the 2024 Paris Olympics. And I'm going to do what I should do, what is my duty, and I'm going to root on the US of A. So, that being said, hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, your night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. One love, y'all.